Hello, you all. I'm Diana Brienne. Well, I don't know if anyone is even going to come on because I did not let anyone know that I am live streaming. And this is my very first live stream on YouTube. And so I have no idea. Hello, Raphael. You're the first one on. I have no idea how to do this. And I do not have, hey, Tony Patriot, hey, Rosie. This is my very first live ever on YouTube. And I have done a lot of lives over on Facebook. And so I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no moderators in place, so I'm sure the trolls will come to my page. So as we go, I hope to make a few of you moderators and I don't even know how to do it, have no clue. But trolls welcome as well, because we know where trolls live, okay? And so anyhow, it's Sunday afternoon and my kids are home. I have adult children and they all live at home and they go to college. So you may see one of them walk behind us or walk in front of the camera. My husband is golfing today. He loves to golf. He's a golfer. And we live in a very small, well-known golfing community. And so, oh my goodness, I can't believe anyone is coming on. So, yeah, so my lighting is not good. I have professional lamps on each side, but they just don't make me look good in here. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to be bold and come on anyhow. And welcome, everyone. It is so great to see you. Hey, Jim G, I know you're not a troll. And can someone tell me how to make someone a moderator? Because I would really like to make a few people moderators so they can watch over my page, because I'm really probably not going to do that. I would like to say that I don't have any trolls, but I do. Unfortunately, I do have trolls on my page. And you know, what I normally do is I give them an opportunity to redeem themselves. But often they don't. And so I just block them from being able to comment. And so, yeah, so my very first stream, how am I doing? Well, these lights are not the best, like I said, so I'm kind of making excuses for it. And thank you again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe, I didn't think anyone was going to come on here today. And so I'm wearing my glasses because I read better with glasses, although I have 20/20 vision. Yes, at 62 years old, which is my age, I have 20/20 vision. But reading, I sometimes get a little bit blurry here. So let me just take them off for the minute so you can see my eyes here. And I like to get up to the camera, you know, so you can see if I have any wrinkles, right? So, yeah, you know, I didn't think I was going to come on here live because I didn't know how to do it. You know, I didn't have anything in place to do it. And I was out on my 5-mile run this morning and I said, you know what? I'm going to be bold. I'm just going to bold it. I'm just going to jump on and wing it. And no preparation, no nothing. I'm just going to wing it. And so I did. So I jumped on here. And so, you know, sometimes in life, you have to be bold. You really do. I think successful people in life are bold people. And, you know, if you're not bold in life, the best of things are going to pass you by. I'm a 62-year-old woman. I'm married, been married for almost 30 years to the same man, which is unusual these days. And I have 3 young adult kids. And my last one just graduated this summer. He was homeschooled through public school option. He graduated with honors and he's in college as well. So as a 62-year-old woman, I said, what am I going to do with my life? I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I'm a runner, I work out every day, I have this amazing life. But yet there was this part of me that said there's got to be something else I need to add to my life. And I don't believe that we always have to be adding, but in this case, I wanted to. So for about a month, I drove around. I just drove around. And I get in my truck, because I drive a truck for safety, a big truck. And I drove to the town about an hour away where my husband and I were first married. And let me put my glasses on because I would like to read some of your comments. And let's see. Hey, Ruby, I'm going to make you a moderator. Can you tell me how to do it? I think I click on your name, right? Let me see if I can catch you there. Okay, nope, I don't know how to do it. Let me see, let me go over here. Let's see, nope, I don't know how to do it. Let's see, it says add moderator. Okay, Ruby, I think I made you a moderator. Can you check and see if you're a moderator? And I'm going to add a few more of you as I see you, but I'm not sure yet. Jim says he's been married 36 years. Wow, Jim, that is amazing and wonderful. And Zinab and Tin, hello. The Giblert, hey, thank you, Gibler. And Buddy the Talking Bishan. And Ruby is my new moderator so far, number one moderator. Life with Bob and Boo Boo, and Jim G, and Tin Wild Style. Okay, Tony Patriot. Hey, Tony, hold on, Tony, just a second, if I can grab you there. Oops, you just took off. Let me see if I can get you. Okay, Tony, I made you a moderator. Did you get it? Okay. So I drove around and I said, you know, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And this is about probably June. And all of a sudden I said, you know what? I'm going back to college. And so I told everyone that I was going back to college and they thought I was crazy. Well, I had no idea what college. I had no idea what I was going to study. I had no idea. So I applied at a lot of different colleges and I got accepted right away. And little did I know that I would end up also getting an amazing scholarship along with it. I guess they like 62-year-old women. And so I got this amazing scholarship on top of everything else. So I decided to go back to college. And I'm in college. I drive an hour to and from. And yes, I went in circles for a while. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then once I discovered what I wanted to do, I had to go through each of the steps to get there. And I came across roadblocks. One of the roadblocks was getting my high school transcripts because it had been 40 years or more than 40, about 44 years. And they didn't have the transcripts anymore. All they had was that I graduated. So I had to go through all of those loops as well. And I just kept on going. Every brick wall that I came up against, I just kept pushing through. And so now I'm a 62-year-old college student taking 16 credit hours of advanced legal law courses. And so that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, so thank you all for commenting. I just so appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Karen, great to see you. You know, I want to share this out on my Facebook page, so I will be right back. I have 3 computers here, and you're in my kitchen area. This is, I'm going to see if I can share this. Let's see. Let me see if it's going on my page as a live. Let me see. Yep, there I am. Let me see if I can share it. Share to Facebook. Let's see. Share. I have a 2 Facebook pages. And so if you want to go look me up, I'll put live. Let's see. Does it say live? Okay, just let me do that. And I think it should be Okay, let me see if it went through. Let's see if I'm on there. Okay, I don't know. Okay. So I have two Facebook pages, and they're under Diana Brianne Fairchild. Now, my personal page is maxed out. So if you send a message to my personal page, I may not get it because it goes over to the other inbox that I don't even know how to check. Whereas I have what they call a fan page and a like page. And okay, Tony, gotcha, thank you. And on my fan, I don't like to call them fan pages because you're all friends. Whoever came up with that name, I think should change it because it's a friend page. But I have about 12,000 on that particular page. And that's open to the public. And that's under Diana Brianne Fairchild. And I do check that inbox. So if you want to message me, find the second page. It's a fan-like page, a public page, and you can message me there. And that's how we can, communicate back and forth on a more personal level if that's what you want to do. And so I've had my pages up for quite a few years, and so, like I said, my personal page got maxed out, and very seldom do I have anyone drop off, but occasionally someone does drop off on my personal page. And let's see. Lots of love, 12,000. Please hit the thumbs up for Diana. Thank you. I want to talk to you all about how I started this page out. Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off again. I started this channel about 10 years ago, and I'm going to tell you the story behind it. Only about a month and a half did I go public. Okay. My channel was always open to the public, but I never tagged it. It was never intended for public view. And as many of you know my story, about 10 years ago, I had a health crisis. And I'm perfectly fine now, obviously, because I run 5 miles a day, minus my hurt foot the other day. You all know about that. And I'm still taking antibiotics for that. And I had bumped my foot in the middle of the night, and it got infected, and I got sick, and so I had to take antibiotics. And so that is kind of what happened, and I couldn't run. But today I ran, and I did terrific. And so I'm back out on the running trail again, 5 miles each and every day. And so anyhow, my story goes, about 10 years ago, we were living in Georgia, which we live in, we continue to live in the South, but we live between two states. And we're living down by Atlanta. And my husband got transferred and out of state. And so I decided to stay there with my children. Now, my children were still relatively small then. I was homeschooling one, and 2 of them were in public school. And a couple days before my husband left, I got sick. I was on the floor. And so for about 1 year, I was really, really sick. And I had decided that I was going to do a YouTube channel for my family, for my kids, and for my close friends. And I was going to share little bits and pieces of my daily wisdom with them so that they would have easy access to go to. And so I started a YouTube channel, and it was only meant for my kids, my husband, and my close friends and family if something were to happen to me, because I didn't know if I was going to make it. And long story short, what it turned out to be, and they couldn't figure it out right away, and that's a whole nother video. I had bumped into a wooden hanger as I was kind of rushing, and I don't rush, through the mother-in-law suite of the house that we lived in, and it was a wedged wooden hanger. It hit my eye and knocked me to the ground. Well, I survived that episode, but months later, I was to develop a lot of very bad symptoms. And and they couldn't figure it out because we didn't connect it back then. It turned out to be what they call a brain bleed. And by the time they discovered it. So a lot of people die with something like that, probably the majority of people, but somehow I survived. But during that time was when I created the YouTube channel. So I'm here. I'm fine. Thank God I'm fine. And so about, 2 months ago, friends of mine kept saying, you've got to go public with your YouTube channel. You've got to go public. And I thought, okay, I'll go public. I'll go public. And I did. And so that's how we've all met each other. So I've known most of you for about 2 months now. And my channel's rapidly building. So I'm so great for that. And so I thank you all so much for being here. And I love to share my wisdom. And, we all have wisdom. You have it. I have it. We may have a different slant on it, but we all have it. And thank you. Oh, thank you, Wild Style. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God the Good One. Thank you, Fly Birdie, Benny Maybe, Wild Style Jim. I really appreciate you all. Well, I wake up in the morning and I have a notebook by my bed and I call them scribble notes because I'm in the dark and I'm scribbling stuff down. That's when I get my best wisdom, and also out on my 5-mile run. So when I come home, I grab my camera, I make a 5-minute video and I post it. And it can be about on any subject. I never know what that subject is going to be. Today, when I was out running this morning, I got to thinking about garbage dumps and how some people live their life in a garbage dump. And winners and losers, slow and steady wins the race. And let's see, dumpster diving in life, how a lot of people choose what they want in life out of the dumpster. And so I had quite a few notes I wrote down. And normally I would make a 5-minute video on each subject. But I decided just to come on here live and share some of that with you. So, like I said, I really, really appreciate you all being on here. And Ruby, I really appreciate you being a moderator and keeping a close eye on my page. Like I said, I have trolls. And who would ever think that a 62-year-old woman would have trolls? But I have trolls. And I have this one troll. Oh, he's something. He wants to levitate me on his bed. Can you imagine? This one troll wants to levitate me. Now, I blocked him, but he creates a new page or a new channel. And then he comes back over. And so, that's kind of his thing. He wants to levitate me. So I don't really want to be levitated. And thank you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Well, I'll share a little bit of my wisdom with you today. And I wanted to talk about garbage dumps. And how that came about was this morning I was on a live. I jumped on someone's live before I went to church. And there's always a lot of bickering. And I understand it. I really like the person who does the lives. I feel a connection to her. I don't know why, but I feel a close connection to her. And I go there to support her. And so when I was on there, I noticed it's so much bickering and so much people arguing about stupid stuff, in my opinion. And I thought, when you go into the garbage dump of life, when you hang out with people that you don't belong with, when you go to places that you do not belong, you're not going to come out smelling like a rose. You're going to come out smelling like garbage, because jealousy and lying and hate and all the bad emotions live in the garbage dump. And some people go dumpster diving. They go dumpster diving in life. They're looking for people that they can, leech off of. They become friends with, and then they team up together. But you know what? If someone is going to lie about someone else or cheat with someone else, they're going to do it to you eventually. And so if you're hanging out in the garbage dump or you're dumpster diving, don't be surprised if you don't get bitch or you don't get smelling like garbage. And so that was kind of one of my wisdom notes today was dumpster diving. And, you know, my channel is about living your best life. I have no time in the world to live in dysfunction, dysfunction junction. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to live my best life. And I do. At 62 years old, like I said, I live my best life. I'm a very happy 62-year-old woman. I love, love, love being me, and I love my life. But I've created that life through a lot of hard work. I work out every day at the gym. Now, normally my schedule at the gym was 3 hours a day. I'm not doing that now since I hurt my foot. It'll probably be about 2 hours per day, 1 hour of aerobics and 1 hour on the elliptical or the machines or swimming. And then I will alternate that with my 5-mile run. But I work out hard to stay in shape. It doesn't come easy. The older you get, the harder it is. And so I do. Hey, Linda, congratulations to you. And so, yeah, you've got to take care of your health, your mind, your body, take care of your relationships. You know, I take care of my relationships. I've been married 30 years. Can you believe it? That is a long time. And I treat my husband just like I first met him. I do. I really do. And when he comes home, I jump up and I go, "Oh, honey." I do. I don't just sit there behind the computer. If he came in now from golfing, I would jump up and go, You know, greet your spouse at the door. Don't ignore your spouse. Don't ignore your kids. You know, I don't ignore my kids. My kids always tell me they love me before they go to work or go to college. I tell them I love them. My kids call me constantly. I have to take the phone off the hook when I do a live. And they call me constantly. I'm close with my kids and my family because I recognize them as my truest treasure that I have in my life. And, you know, so if you want a great marriage, invest your time in your marriage. If you have a marriage that's gone downhill and is in the garbage dump, get it out of the garbage dump, clean it off, and invest your time and energy into that relationship and make it wonderful. You can bring it back to life. And, you know, with your relationships, invest in the right relationships, not the wrong ones. If you have wrong relationships in your life, you're going to mess up your life. So don't invest in the wrong relationships and the wrong relationships. You know, I meet people here virtually, like I was talking about. I go to some people's pages or channels and I get out right away. Because I realize they're the garbage dump and I don't want to be there. I want to be around can-do people that are making their life happen. You know, I know people at my age that are so broken and I don't want to be one of them. I want to be that fabulous 62-year-old woman that people talk about. You know, I mean, how many 62-year-old women are going to college right now? How many 62-year-old women get out there and do 5 miles a day? Not too many. But you know what? That's what will set you apart. You don't have to be like anybody else. You just be your best version of you. I don't compare myself to anyone. Don't compare yourself to anyone, because if you do, you're either going to feel more superior or inferior. I compete with my own self, and that's the only person that I compete with. And just love and embrace who you are, because you are amazing and special. Okay, you are amazing and special. And let me see some of these comments. The Heart of Zany. Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much. And thank you, Benita. And let me see here. Okay. Competition. Yes, Karen. You know, Karen, you are so right. Competition. People think that they have to compete. And I've never competed. You know, when I was a young woman, you know, like in my early 20s in LA, I remember I was living in an apartment complex, and there was a woman who lived there, and I would go to the gym every day, and she would try to belittle me. I remember that, and I was young, but I was smart enough to recognize she was jealous of me, and she felt in some way I was her competition. And I don't compete. I don't need to compete. There's plenty of blessings out there for everybody. And I don't think she ever got married or anything like that. And you know, I just wish people everything good. Thank you, Ma J Zdeed. Thank you so much. And you know, always wish people the best. And I do wish people the best in life because I want the best. And I believe that what you give out, you get back. You know, I am so blessed with love, and I have been blessed my whole life with love because I've been a loving person. I always knew that if I wanted love, I just become loving out to the world. And I've always been loving and giving and kind and thoughtful. And so perhaps that's why I get it back. I'm also very, very selective about who I let come into my inner circle of life. And I'm very cognizant of places, people, and the right plans in my life. And I have my channel is now, since it's only been really public for about 2 months, is here to encourage others to live their very, very best life. And to know that no matter what age you are, if you're my age, older or younger, be your best you. Don't be somebody else's best version. You be your own best version. And love yourself, flaws and all. You know, I have a lot of flaws. I do. I don't know what they are offhand, but I have them. And like coming on a live unprepared. And let me see. Yes, Ruby, you are so right. And so, you know, you just come on and be bold in your life. You know, don't sit around and wait. And remember, if people make fun of you or talk about you, like we talk about the trolls, you know, and I do have them. And so I can't see whether we've had a troll yet or not, or a couple, but they're out there waiting for me. And so welcome, trolls, welcome. How is it living in your grandmother's basement? You know, I kind of feel sorry for trolls because truthfully, they're unhappy people. People who go from one page or one channel to the other, looking to write garbage on those channels. And I realize they're just unhappy people, broken people, people who are living in their grandmother's basement in the dark corner with their computer and nothing else in their life. And so, you know, I pray for the trolls. You know, I just don't like them when they're on my channel. That's the only thing. But they're out there. You know, it's not about the messenger, it's about the message. And I'm here just to promote a good message, you know, and I talk about every kind of subject. You name the subject and I talk about it. Are there winners and losers? Yes, in life, but it has nothing to do with money or outward success. A winner is a person who has integrity and does the right things and gives the best to their life. A loser is someone who does not have integrity and does not give the best to life. And there are winners and there are losers. And don't judge them by their car they drive or the amount of money they have or how many degrees they have. Judge them by other attributes, how loving they are, how kind they are, what is their integrity. The super trolls, Jeff. Well, I probably have a few of those too. And, you know, I don't know if anybody is like me, but I've always kind of been like this, where I feel like I need to show up somewhere on a certain amount of time. And I'm trying to kind of remove that from my personality because, like, for example, I missed about 4 days of the gym when I hurt my foot and went on the antibiotics. And so when I did that, I felt like almost guilty that I needed to get to the gym because people were going to miss me. And they do ask about me. But But now I want to get away from that feeling that of obligation that I need to meet a certain quota of times to be there. So I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but um, wild style, that's probably true. I go on one channel, and I have to tell you, this woman, you may all know who she is. She's an older woman who's very not a beauty queen, and she gets on there and dances provocatively, and she gets everybody that comes on is a troll. They go on and put the nastiest comments, and I mean, they're so nasty, but she leaves them on there. And I think because that's her viewership are the trolls. And I think she's monetized and she makes quite a bit of money off of it. So I don't know, trolls can make you money, I guess. I don't want to make my money off of trolls. So um, yeah, I'm not going to say which one it is, a wild style, but I think everybody has probably come across it. And she just goes on there and she dances and she smokes her cigarettes, and you know, it's really something to watch. Um, let's see. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes here. Um, the kind of questions people ask reflect the kind of person that they are. Did you know that? So when you ask a question, how does it reflect who you are? It doesn't reflect the other person, it reflects you. So I'm very, very careful about the questions that I ask, because that question is a reflection of who I am. And people don't realize that. Some people will come on here. Linda, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Pam said my sound went out. Okay. I don't know. Can you all hear me now? Sound cut out. It clicked, then sound went down. Your sound went off. Your sound is almost gone. Can you all hear me now? Let me see. Okay. Is it back? Okay. Oops. Okay. Is it back yet? Let me see. Um, can't hear. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Um, okay. Let's see what happens with the sound again. Um, okay, let me see. Huh. Does anybody know where I can fix the sound on here? Because there's no, is it, no, it's not my microphone. Let me see. No, it's not the microphone, but it could be something else. Let's see. No audio. Let me see. Okay, I don't want to start it again. Okay, let's see where we're at on here. Is it, let me see, microphone. Okay. Um, can you hear me now? Let's give it 1 minute and we'll see. Gotta go and just okay. I may have to go because it's not, no, can't hear you. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna type in here. Can anyone, okay, can anyone hear me? Okay. You know what? I may come back on later and finish up the live, but let me see. Fuzzy and low, fuzzy and low, fuzzy and low. Let's see. Um, but it's not loud. Okay. Let me see where the volume is. Um, okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to go because my volume's not working, but I love you all very, very much. And hopefully I will get this straightened out and I will come on live soon again. Love you all. Thank you. So from my house to yours, God bless you.